Hello. Oh, sorry. I felt that coming and I was like, it's not. And then it did. But hello, hi, it is me. For those of you who didn't know, I have been going through it. I don't know, because my body was just doing stuff. It was just being mean to me. I wasn't eating right or drinking enough. Something. And then the ants came. And the ants kept moving around. And I was doing so great. And then finally it was like a snap. I was having meltdowns and shutdowns. And I was like, I can't deal with this anymore. Like, what are these ants doing? Being crazy. And yeah, I ran out of a medication for sleep. Half my pills went from 5 to 3, but like, you know, so I take 2 sleeping pills of one and 2 of a different sleeping pill. And thank you for the head pats and the shout outs and like, just thank you guys for being here. I'm just going into it. Blah blah blah. Hi sus. Yeah, so I ran out of like my sleeping pills a little bit. Allie? You broke my brain? How does brain work? Wait, cool. Thank you. Thank you, Allie. Thank you. Thank you, Allie. Which one is it? I think it's... No. Is it still not in there? You got paid today? Alright, let's see. Oh, that's my hand. That's what's going on. There we go. Got it. Thank you, Allie. Thank you so much. Everybody go check out Allie. Allie, one of my best friends. I really don't know what I was saying. I got... I think I died, you know? It's fine. Me right now, yeah, me! Jump! It's awesome, thank you so much. I hope everybody enjoys their subscriptions. I'm putting on chapstick. I'm trying to make sure that my capture is doing okay. It's not picking up my mouth like usual. Give me your money. You just better... Oh my god, guys, so much is happening and I just started. It's only 2 p.m. You better take care of that. Get you some Orajel or something. We were just good with subscriptions. But welcome everybody. There were some ants I was dealing with that even were in my bed. And so I've been sleeping in my sister's room, but her room is incredibly hot. And I'm just sleeping less and less because I run out of my second medication and all I have to take is some NyQuil. And hope that makes me sleep. So I'm falling asleep around 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and then waking up early because my cat's waking me up to be fed, and I can't go back to sleep. So I just ended up in sleeping. But last night, I finally was able to take both of my sleeping medications again, and I might be now off a completely different medication we're trying to get refilled. But it's fine. Yeah, apparently my doctor left Teladoc. And I don't get notifications, I guess. So I didn't know. My doctor was just gone, poof. And there was nobody to refill my medication. So that's just what happens when you're me. No, I got it last night. I was able to finally take them. I finally slept. And when I woke up early because of my cat, I fell back asleep. Like, I actually fell back to sleep. And I was like, my life, it's fixed. And my dad today, I mean, we had the exterminator come, so like all the ants around here, they're either dead or like disappearing, and I'm like, yes, I might be able to go back to my bed tonight. We will see. I gotta clean my floors because it smells like peppermint in here. But yeah, after the exterminator came, my dad today, this morning, found an ant hill nest in a bag of dirt in our garage. Open the chest. What did we get? Batter up, Emo. Yeah. Send that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Choo choo. Choo choo. See, it's been quite a bit of a lot, but like the ants might finally be gone. Or at least one of their nests is gone. They might have, because I still think some moved underneath the hot tub. And they're not just in the garage. But the ones in the garage is probably what was in my parents' room and all this and all that. Because I'm pretty sure the ants coming in over here, nowhere near the garage, coming through my wall outlet, I bet those are different ants. But it's things are finally getting under control. Things are finally looking up. And I finally got some sleep. So I am so excited to see you guys again and to stream. And this means that soon I'll be able to be playing games with everybody. I'm just busy because I have so much to catch up on that I missed because of like feeling like I'm gonna pass out 24/7. Can't walk. I'm just hot. I felt feverish. That's what my body does when it doesn't get sleep. My mind is completely fine. My mind could stay up forever, but my body was like, well, actually, maybe it was a little hard to think, but you know, you're lovely to come over. You're welcome to come. Yes, I want to play. I want to do collabs, and I want to play off stream too. I just want to do all the things with all my friends. I miss everybody so much. Yeah, just a lot happened, so it's kind of crazy. And I was trying to stream during this, like when I did, like even last Sunday when I was playing Goose. No, that was this Sunday. The last Sunday when I was playing Roblox with Rin, even back then, I think you can tell in my video, I was just really low energy because I was already feeling it. It's been happening for weeks. The ants have been here for like a month. So yeah, it's just crazy. But today we're gonna have our first art lesson. Are you guys ready? You ready for Teacher Champ? Your professor, your art professor. So that I'm gonna teach you about coloring and colors and blah 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 blah. Did I really plan this out like a lesson plan? No. So good luck. But we're going with the ADHD way, okay? So we might be all over the place, but we're gonna go over and we're gonna get started and we're gonna see what I can teach you. I'm gonna teach you the alphabet because I'm what my brain is doing. Alright, here we are. You see, I already have something prepared because I was not sketching and lining just to color. I rarely color in Magma. I just mainly use it for sketching because it's really freeing and like I can move things around it. You get it, get it. But today we're gonna be learning some coloring stuff. So my eye itchy. So I hope you guys will enjoy it. One of the very important things is this thing. You see this thing over here? Can you see my mouse? Can you see my mouse? There it is. I had to click the thing. You see this, right? You see this beautiful thing? The color wheel. This is important, okay? This thing is important, very important, because this is where your colors are. Now, if you're traditional, you don't have a color wheel, but it's still very important, and I will tell you why. With our first thing being like what the I guess it's a little bit of color theory, a little bit. So we're gonna start with this blue. I'm even gonna hold this for a second. We have a blue. We have a darker blue. We have a lighter blue. Wow. Oops. That's really small eraser. Those are basically like your tones. So if you're gonna do something in black and white, you're gonna have a highlight. Probably gonna be like your base color. And then you have a shade color. So this is your tones. Yeah, I was gonna do something else and then I was like, tones are important! So doing that first. So you're here, you have your highlight. I can spell. I'll put the H on top of the G, don't worry. Your base. And a shade. And these are all your tone. Very important. Am I doing good, guys? Am I teaching? Okay, so there are actually two things for like your primary colors, because on one hand we have the red, yellow, and blue, and then that's the RYBG. Yeah, that includes green. Oh no. You need to have an extra color and then you need a green. And then you have CYMK. So that is going to be cyan, yellow, and magenta. I'm pointing at this as if you can see it with my fingers. Here we go. These are very different. Okay? This is what we learned in primary school about the primary colors. Okay, well, Americans, I don't know about everybody else, but you mix red and yellow, and what you get an orange. You mix yellow. Oops. You mix yellow and blue, and what do you get? You get green. You mix blue and red together. I'm gonna set the color, and you get purple. And these are your secondary colors. Now the thing here is saying that you can't get magenta and cyan from the, I'm pointing out, you can't get these two colors by mixing these together, but you can get these colors by mixing these together. It's like the idea behind it, but at the same time I'm just here like, oh, I get it. It can seem confusing. You put those together, I feel like you'd get this color. I'm guessing, guys. And then I feel like, and then with these two, you might actually get a red. I feel like you get a more pinkish purple. I'm not doing this. They're dark and light. You can do things. I just like to look at my wheel. I'd be like, yeah, I want that color. Hydrating, 1 second. So yeah, so you have your primary and your secondary colors, and then you have the colors in between those, which I don't exactly remember the name for. Did you get the ice you wanted, the sound? So, I just want to say again that this red, yellow, blue thing is kind of tetradic. I was gonna say tetrary. Tetrary. Because here's something about color theory. You're gonna have your. You're gonna have your complementary colors. Ooh, vibe, friend, vibe. So you're gonna have your complementary. You're gonna have your analogous. No. No. This? This word, maybe. Don't pay attention to any of that. I don't think that's right. I can't spell to save my life. It's analogous. And you're triadic. So if we're going to be taking our blue, make my brush bigger. So we say we have blue. The complementary color is the color on the opposite end of the wheel. So for this specific blue I chose, I would say it's kind of a golden color. But that's just going off of this. But in reality, the opposite of blue is orange. Okay. So complementary is what it is. And the opposite color. This is really good for when you're thinking about color schemes, for having like a little pop of color. I really like, you can see I have some of this. I love purple and yellow for some reason. And your red is actually with green. I know that the pink was with the greens, and maybe the pink should be with this. Whatever. It's the opposite color. So you just drag it. Analogous is we're gonna go back to our blue. And then we're gonna pick the colors next to it. So analogous is when you pick like 3 colors that are like in a row. So for this, I'm gonna grab a purple. And then I'm gonna grab a pink. Sorry, I'm clicking my button. So that's an analogous color scheme. So I'm still kind of bi. Anyways, you can also take your color and take what's on either side of it. Analogous color scheme. These look really good together. I love some analogous color schemes. In fact, here is my own. These are my colors. Enjoy your lurk. These are my colors for my character. Oh yeah, I'm an analogous color scheme. Yes, we love colors. I love colors so much. I'm hot. Sorry. And then Your triadic is again going to be 3 colors, but it's going to be colors on the opposite side of the, not the opposite way of it. And you're going to make a triangle on your wheel. So that would be red, green, blue for this one. You're scheming? What are you scheming? I'm watching you. So we'll pick this. That kind of looks like the pan flag. You can kind of see this as well. See? Your name. Now, there's something about these colors though that maybe isn't working, and the reason why it doesn't feel like, not all of them feel like the best color palette, is because they're all the same tone. So, I'm thinking. We're going back over tone. When you add white, and that's your highlight, it gets brighter, or lighter, brighter. And you add black. That's really strong. That's very strong. But it gets darker. I'm gonna fix that. It's way too strong. That's better. It is still too strong. Anyways. That's your tone. So I'm gonna teach you a couple other ways to get tone, but with color. And one of that, here, give me this color. One important thing, and actually a thing that we were supposed to do, actually I'm going to change that color. I want yellow. Now this is what I typically do for all of like my normal shading. So what I do is called a hue shift. Oh, good. Yeah, this is inspired by my friends that are just starting to draw and always say they hate coloring, and you and Rin are always on my mind with that. So this is something that I do all the time. This is called a hue shift. So I will take this color and I will go darker, but I'm going to shift the color over. And in this case, I'm going towards red because my brain knows which colors to go with. If you're gonna do a yellow, you can go into green, but it's just a different sort of effect. I really like warm. Excuse me. I really like warm colored yellows and stuff, so that's why I usually go with orange. But it gets darker, but it stays rich in color. What? I'm on the wrong. I made a new layer for that? I didn't even know I didn't even know I made a new layer. Here, let me let's do this all in the same color. And actually, I'm gonna tell you now, adding just black kind of makes your yellow green. So let me just real quick. I'm all over the place. So if you take like green, you're doing a treat or something, and then for this one, I'm going back. Oh, no, it's too light. This one is the black and white. So back to this one in the middle with the hue shift. For this hue shift, I personally would just do white. But I will pull it over towards the green side. Oh, I need to make it lighter. That would be good. That would be... I forgot, it's on another layer. I would never do that. I hate it so much. I would just go with white, fam. For a color like yellow. That's what I would do. I would do that for all of these, actually. But anyways, you can see the difference between black, orange, and gray, green. And I think you can tell why this one's my favorite, because I'm thinking of like gold, but for like trees and grass. Anyways, black makes it feel muddy and dirty, dull. It takes away something from it. It actually doesn't feel like it has that much depth to it, but adding this hue shift does. So like, oh, I'm on white. It's like, what is happening? If you pay attention to what your colors are doing up here, you might know what's going on. But say with blue, I would go towards cyan, towards the green to make it lighter. Then I would go towards purple. Bro, I didn't even change the lightness of that. That's literally the same tone. See, it works. It looked lighter to me, and then I was like, I didn't make it lighter. It's because towards the yellow is lighter in the word. And then I use purple. Look how much depth, I'm pointing at it again. Look how much depth this has. Too bright. Too much. Look. Look at the difference between black, purple, and cyan and white. And we'll even do it one more time, going the opposite direction. So this is, we're going towards green for our darker color. And we're going to go towards purple for the lighter color. It still, to me, has more depth than black and white. And this is something they say in art school a lot. You never shade with black. Unless you're doing like the comic thing where you need to go black or your colors are that dark anyways. I use black. I use black and white all the time in my art. Because I break the rules. But it's a good rule to follow most of the time. When you're shading something, it's nicer to, instead of doing just this and this, going towards white and black is adding that little hue shift in there. It does wonders to my eyes, and a lot of people use this technique, so I would recommend doing that. And in a similar train to that, to the hue shift thing, and what I did in school, because we had a project to do it, and I chose yellow, the hardest color to do this with, but I think it really shows it well. I'm gonna bring back the yellow here. It is high core. Now I'm just gonna use white because I want to. But using the complementary color, purple, can also get depth this way. I am feeling much better. I have been just not sleeping and but out of it, so some stuff has been happening. But yeah, so in school we used purple because with yellow, purple is a complementary color, and so together they're going to make brown, because that's kind of the mix of all colors, I guess. Like warmer tone browns. So yeah, so it makes brown, which is a pretty good shade color. So what I did for my thing was you had to do something monochromatic, but we were supposed to use the complementary color instead of black. So by using a light yellow and then a dark purple, I make an interesting color here. If I go with like warm yellow and a pinkish sort of purple, well, that's just layering it up. It's very thick. I was like, that turned pink very fast. Using other colors to shade with makes a whole difference in the art. Okay. So, first off, I'm just going to... I didn't know how many I would need. I might erase them. Thank you, Core. How are you doing today? How are all of you guys doing? I didn't ask. I'm slowly getting back into it. I got subs and my brain went, huh? So I'm out of it. But yeah, so for this one, I'm going to show you tones. So I'm just gonna do black and white, but I'm gonna show you the two like main sort of colorings that are used, like when I was learning and stuff, which is soft shading versus cell shading, or like hard shading. So I'm gonna do a half and half. So I'm gonna pick a gray as my base color. Oops, I'm coloring outside the lines, guys. I'm just quickly. I fixed it, guys. It's better. I'm gonna do the other half on a different layer, just so that they don't cross over in the middle. Thank you for the head pats. Alright, I'm gonna do a clipping mask. If you don't know what a clipping mask is, or like what it's for and stuff like that, I will tell you. But I'm just assuming people know about it, which I shouldn't do. I should explain everything I'm doing. So, a clipping mask, I'm just make a new layer and press this button, or any sort of button that says clip, and it will make it so that you only draw on what is on the layer below it that has been drawn. So that is really good for keeping things clean, and you'll see that in use. So I am going to do the hard shading first. So I'm gonna go darker. And you're gonna want to put it in the places that are dark. That get overhung by things. So, you know, hair. Hair is in the way. You want to go underneath the hair. Go underneath the nose. I'm just kind of blocking this in right now. I said underneath the neck. And I will just kind of a little bit more. See, with cell shading, you have this hard line. It's very solid, very opaque. You can see it. I'm gonna show you more about placement and lighting and stuff in a bit. I'm just doing something very simple here. Why am I doing this? I said simple and he was like, yeah, and I gotta add in lighting. No, simple. I changed my shadow angle. Because I'm tired. I'm not thinking right. So that's cell shading. It is a hard line. And for soft shading, I'm gonna use an airbrush. And what you're gonna do is you're going to, it's gonna be very soft, but you're gonna put it in the same places. It's very soft. It's pretty subtle. You can go darker if you want to, but that's pretty much the gist of it. I'm gonna add some highlight to both of these. Okay. Versus the hard brush. And you can do this with lower opacities and stuff, of course. I'm just showing the difference here. Soft and hard. And I'm not too educated on the planes of the face. Okay? I never really did a study of it. But I can understand a pretty good amount of it, and hopefully that'll make it easier for beginners and other people. So I'm going to... Whoops. Just gonna merge those layers. So what did I just say? Planes of the face. That's what I said. So to know the planes of the face helps a lot when doing lighting, because if you're going to be coming from this direction, you know, it's going to hit everything facing this way. If it's coming from down here, it's going to hit everything facing this way, and that really helps you with different lightings. So like, it's a plane of the face. This itself is an area. I'm doing what fate points this way, where I would put lighting. Yes, just shading random things. Sometimes I do that too. So this is my highlight color, and the light is coming from here. So all of this is facing this light, which includes this eyelid, the forehead up here. That's where like the main light is hitting. And go darker, and this is where the light is not hitting because something else is blocking it. So I would put this here. And then you have all your in-betweens. So you have your darkest places and in-betweens. So you kind of got to remember what part of your face is up. What part of your face is It's down, left, right. I don't really know. The nose protrudes. So it catches the light here and blocks it here. Right? Because the light is coming from, like, the side. You gotta remember that your cheekbones, they are high points. This is your low point, which is underneath the cheekbones. It's the cheek above the cheekbones, and then the hollow part of your face is below the cheekbone, and in the middle is the cheekbone. I don't know. These things. Your cheeks, they're very bright. Okay? If the sun is coming from above them, they are light. If there's no light coming from above and it's coming from below, there's no light on your cheeks because it doesn't get hit. So that's something to remember is, hi Jordan, that if your lighting is from below, your cheeks will be dark, right? If your lighting is from above, the hollow part of your cheek is going to be dark. Okay? You don't necessarily need to remember so much of left and right with this, or up and down for the cheeks. Okay? Same thing goes for the eyes. If you're going down, this part is going to be dark. If you're going up, this part's going to be light. Okay? This kind of depends. Same with the upper lip. If it's going down, the shadow is here because this lip sticks out and it catches the light. If it's going upwards, it's going to be the opposite again, and color the bottom lip is going to be darker because the light is catching on the upper lip. Does this make sense? Nobody's been asking questions. I don't know, just zoom right through that. I don't know why I'm doing that. I have another one. So I'm going to mix those two, these two, and I'm gonna color this third one. And you follow along and I will explain what I'm doing and stuff. I'm going to combine, thank you, Skel. I'm going to combine hard shading, soft shading, and I'm gonna do a lighting. And I'm gonna do it from up. Sorry, if your light is coming, I didn't say this, if your light is coming from this side of the face, it's the same thing like I said here. This is light, this is dark. This is light, this is dark. Okay? You gotta split it all into two for when it's going like up. Cause like for the nose, if the light is going down, I didn't say, if the light is coming from above, the shadow goes here on the nose. And if the light is coming from below, that's where your light is, so your shadow goes here. Let me kind of continue the outline here. So you can kind of see here. And the forehead kind of it just depends. There's also a shadow here if the light is coming from above. Depends on how prominent the lips or chin are. But it doesn't really get that much light when hit from below because the chin still kind of covers it. So, yeah. Oops. Sorry, I'm mixing things up. I'm not mixing things up, but mixing up the left and right water. This is top and bottom. Okay, top and bottom. But the same sort of thing goes for both sides. You just gotta remember where your light is coming from. I am just going to say my light is coming from up here. You can be a light color if you want. There, light! Wow! So we're gonna go with our gray base again. Okay. Now, you can do this either way. Shooting for highlights first. It does burn light. I was wearing sunglasses when I was walking the dog because my sensory issues get worse when I don't get sleep, so. It's a thing, it's a thing. So yeah, so you can either start with your highlights and hit where... So you're either gonna take your highlight and start by hitting where the light hits. This can be very helpful for getting all of that to go into place, but my brain really likes taking a darker color and hitting where the light doesn't hit, so I like to put my shadows first. You can do it either way. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do my shadow, because this is where my light's coming from. And for most of my artwork, this is where my lighting is coming from, so this is why I'm teaching this, because I do this one the most. So I kind of just know where things go. I'm gonna go underneath the neck. And this depends on how strong your lighting is, but I'm gonna go pretty strong here. So this actually creates like a shadow from the head as well. I'm gonna curve it. I don't know where I curved it. Could be either one way. Depending on how harsh your light is, okay? I'm just doing this for fun. Since it's up, I'm gonna want to put it on the bottom of everything. And I'm going to the bottom left. In the areas that are further from the light, have more shadow. So here I'm gonna go with the nose. This is what I like to do the most, is to find the edges of things. Shade under, highlight the top. Oops. And I'm just gonna switch brushes to go to the soft shading. You can literally do this a million ways. I just don't really have a blur brush, do I? Sorry. Anyways, yes. So you can take a blend or blur brush, and in the places like over here where it's not so hard of a shadow, this is pretty close to the face, so that's kind of something important about this is keeping your hard line but making your other line soft. I'm not good with blend brushes with the please help. Bye bye bye. So that's one way you can use your blend brush and start doing that. I did that for a piece. But you can also come in with your soft brush, which mine has a sort of hard edge. Pay attention to that. So some areas you're going to want to do softer shading. I'm trying to remember how to explain where to keep it soft and where to make it hard. Thinking. Now, some people would choose to do either or, but I believe that the best option for coloring is doing both. It kind of depends, like how much room you have to do detail. Because if you drew something really tiny, if you do something really tiny, you might just stick with cel shading. If you're doing something so big, maybe you're doing soft shading the whole way. Like, I don't know, but I like to mix them. I think that's the best idea. Having hard and soft edges is very important, especially with clothing. Clothing be like that. Haha. It really be like that. Clothing. We love you. We're not going into clothing. Maybe. I don't know. She doesn't have clothes. She doesn't have clothes. Okay, and so I also want to explain something else. We're gonna do. Oops. I'm gonna do half of this in a darker color. And we're gonna do it in a lighter color. Why is my half and half always so bad? It's not half at all. What? Oh, it's an eraser. Okay, because one thing to note, when your base color is darker, or when your base color is lighter, aka darker light skin tones, or dark and light hair, clothing, it works for all of it. This is something specifically to remember for skin tones, is that on a darker base color, you're going to want to focus on light. Because yes, you can go darker, you know, it shows up reasonably okay, yeah, it works. but especially on darker skin, the highlights really pop. Because I like to think of it as with the I don't know if you have those posable what are they called? Something Chan. I have some. It's those little posable doll thingies. You have some that are white, so you can really see where the shadows lay. You have some that are black, so you can really see where the highlights lay. And then the most expensive ones are gray, because you can see the highlights and the shadows. And you can tell by the fact that that's the most expensive one that that's the best. But it really helps with which ones you're struggling with. If you struggle with finding where the light hits, get a black, and if you struggle finding out where shadows take it away, that kind of helps. See, so as you can see here though, it's just easier to go lighter here. And lighter. Wow, it's really all I can do is head towards the darkest shade, and yeah, that gives it depth, but not as much as it does on the light side. I'll take this, and so vice versa. All I can really do is go towards white, and it gets lighter, right? It does get lighter. But you can go further with your shadow tones. Because I used to treat them all the same. So I would just be shading my darkest skin tones with black, which is, it's okay, but it just didn't feel like it had that much to it, you know? You can really focus on the shadows here though. And I can still go way darker. And even darker. Okay? I have a lot of OCs with dark skin tones and a lot of OCs with really light skin tones. And like, for some OCs, it's straight white. That is the highlight color. And you still can barely tell that there's a highlight there. So you gotta really focus on the shadows. So I hope that makes some sense. Here, I'm going to show you guys more about a clipping mask. There's nothing on this layer. I guess I made an extra one. I can't remember exactly, but this OC skin tone is kind of like this. I think it's darker and more red, but that's fine. Just want to show you soon the hue shifts, as well as the clipping masks. All right. Now for this, I'm going to clip onto the skin, and I'm going to use my softer brush. Take this color, and I'm going to go darker, but I'm also going to go more red using the hue shift. And I'm doing the light source from over here. I'm on clip now so you can't see it, but you can see I'm imagining this. Sometimes it helps to actually put your light source in so you can kind of remember, oh, it's coming from there. Yes, I'm still watching. Thank you. Road. Of course I'm still listening. Yes, the hue shift. One of my favorite coloring things ever. Oh, the light source. Yeah, that helps a lot. It does, but I kind of just also remember where it is. But I'm going from over here. And as usual, I like to start with my dark color. So that's what I'm doing. And some things, like this braid, will always have a shadow sort of beneath it, but because the light source is coming from this way, it's shorter. Versus the light source coming from over here, so it's thicker. So that's also something to remember, is how much of a shadow is something casting because of where the light source is. And then pretty much my shadows. Oops. I swear I put it there. It's gonna be dark. I'm gonna go lighter. I'm gonna go a little bit into yellow. Gotta lower my opacity. Hi, Yard! Often when I am doing highlights, I will use my softer brush. And when I'm doing shadows, I'll use my harder brush. Just something to sort of think about. Hi! How are you today? And then here I'm gonna switch to my hard brush because I'm just doing soft for the skin, hard for the hair, just to show you kind of how different it can make something feel. So this is a lighter color, so I can really go darker with this. I'm sorry. Hello? Oh, okay. Weird. Your hair also tends to be darker towards your roots, which is why when you bleach your hair and you end up having really light roots, it looks bad and they call it hot roots because your hair is usually darker, especially when your hair is like dyed. and like your gray hair starts growing in at the top. Sort of that vibe. It's darker on top usually. Towards, well, not on top, but towards your I was like, why is that so opaque? Opaqueness is something very important to note. Opaqueness means how solid the color is. This is opaque. This is not opaque. Not opaque. Opaque. Not opaque. No, can't even. I've been doing that this whole time. Some things of muscle memory and stuff like that, I don't think to explain it. I'm just doing it. So sometimes that's why teaching things can be difficult, because we just kind of forget what it's like to be a beginner and don't explain every single thing. So my bad about the opacity. I've been lowering my opacity so I can get softer looks and like more sort of gradients going on. I'm gonna go even darker. Now, what I'm currently doing depends on how much you have, how many like hair strands you have, if it's a chunk or not. But either way, even if you have a chunk, you can add an extra line in there. The amount of hair detail. It's up to you. Guys, I can go even darker still on this light color. Just like, one can actually kind of go back and take this and go even lighter and more opaque. I didn't really go lighter. I just kind of went hard to go. But anyways, that's kind of the difference between light and the dark and doing a hue shift. I did not do a hue shift on the green. I just realized that. That's because for me, I really like my greens to go towards black. You can make it up more on the blue side. Because even then, see, I'm breaking my own rule. Because you have to use your gut feeling and your intuition to decide what you're going to be doing. Because sometimes, you know, I'm making a blue eye. And I'm like, yeah, that's good. And then other times I'm like, nah, this can't be blue. I mean, it's gonna be blue, but like, I'll go towards cyan, because that's one of my favorite things to do. And you just see how much brighter that feels? Here, let me see if it's... There, now they're the exact same tone, just different hue. Did I even explain what a hue is? Just look at that, look at that. This feels brighter to me. Okay, I did. Yeah. Hue is the color. This is the hue. And this is the tone. So something else to think about is how dull your color is. So because you have dark colors, pastel colors, bright colors, and dull colors for your color schemes. So skin tones tend to have a little bit of gray in them normally, but it can also just make you seem very sick. And this is where your color theory comes in, because on white this looks dark and it looks really gray. Oops. Let's take a darker gray color. Does that change anything? Well, I don't know about the skin tone, but it is making my blue color look bluer. It's still white on my screen. Regardless, so if you stay in those sort of dull colors, I'm adding more saturation as I speak. I like saturation. The point is, it starts to feel it starts feeling less, or at least it's supposed to, stops feeling less like this and starts feeling more like this in comparison. Something like that. That's what it's supposed to do. I just don't feel like I did it right. Do I often cheat color theory? Yes. Yes, I do. You want to know how? A special lighting trick? Do you want to know how? A nice way to make your colors cohesive and perhaps darker. Because I'm about to, for this last one, I'm about to do something pretty big. I'm gonna light it from the bottom and I'm gonna make it pretty dark. So let's say these are the colors. My eraser. Whoops. I just realized I never even put a highlight on that color. I just kept going darker. Sometimes you just forget things. Go with the light color and the dark color. That's already pretty earthy, so it already kind of goes together. But say I want it to be like really dark purple or something. My extended art warranty? Is it almost out? Or like what do you mean? Please don't do this to me. Yeah, I'm trying to fix my shoutouts. I'm trying, I'm so sorry. Everybody go check out Bubble Tea Neko. That worked. Thanks. I did it. $1,000 per minute? Bro, I have $100 in the bank. Wait, what do you mean? I only have $100 to my name right now. Alright. But yeah, so say that we're going to be doing this. So there's... I'll say this, as I don't explain it. I'm so good at this, guys. Negative $30. Bubble, we're not able to pay. We're not able to pay for our art warranty. No, Bubble. No. You're even in debt. So I'm so sorry, guys. I just really have to go to the bathroom. So I think that's why my brain is fumbling. So I'm just gonna go to Be Right Back screen, and I will literally be right back. Yo, chat. What are you talking about? I come back to this. Crazy. I love you guys. Well, I realized something else when I was coming and doing things that I didn't explain. One of like the most basic things people use for coloring. So I'm just gonna quickly do that. Over here. Pretend we did it at the beginning. It's... I could also do it to explain the hue shift thing, but you've already been there, done that, right? Alright. This is the ball thingamabob. Wow. So what this is, I'm gonna use a softer brush. But I believe that you guys have seen this somewhere before, even if you're not really an artist. Now kind of gets darker down here. And this helps with the 3D effect. It makes it look round. That's the thing they must do. But we're gonna take this light color. So there actually is something called like the reflection light, or like a secondary light sort of thing. It's where you have this light and it is coming here, right? It is coming and it's hitting right here. Oh, what just happened here? It also casts a shadow. Right? Oops. But this light is coming from here. And it hits, it hits here. It hits on the outside of the thing. That then reflects back onto the object. So we actually have, maybe not that intense, we actually have a little bit of a reflection, a little bit of light down here. Does that help it look more round? So there is going to possibly be a second light that is like reflecting off of things, and that can be the same color as your background, say like your sky color, or it can be the color of your character's shirt. Like it's red, so there's a little bit of a red reflection, because that's something that happens in real life. Do you need to pay as much attention to that if you're doing a simple coloring style? No. No, you don't. And that's totally fine. Yeah, so there's a little ball thing. Yeah, so it reflects back. Okay, and then I'm gonna merge all these. So something that you can do, and this is how I kind of started doing it. I'm gonna take purple, and I'm gonna make this layer into a multiply layer. Kawaii desu ga number hashtag. I'm really good at the uwu. Ooh. Sir, does that look like a scratch and post? No, that's what I thought. I don't actually know how to say that. What you do is you're gonna take your color and you're gonna go over your art. And that makes it a lot darker. Obviously, we don't want it that dark. Some people will just use a multiply layer, especially on skin tones. They will use like a purple one. So you will often see this being used. And then you can like erase where you want the light to hit normally, you know, it kind of stays normal. Use your softening. That's something that people do, right? They do that. I do that. It really helps with lighting. But something that I have learned is to like take my base colors and then take my background color, or like the lighting color, like I want to make it blend more into my background so it looks less like a sticker. So yeah, so say that my background is this is this purple. This is my background. Those colors on my background, I'm not real sure, okay? But instead of doing it, here, what does that look like? This? You look like this, huh? You look like this purple background. Yeah, it works. But what I like to do so that I can also get more depth and stuff, and then add a multiply layer on top if I need to, is I will take that purple on a multiply layer and I will put it over my base colors. And this can be just slightly or have more to it. I'm gonna go with those. It's a gut feeling or like a preference for what colors you're gonna want to end up with. And then I can go in and I can select this. And this is how I shoot my color theory. Because we saw how it went, me trying to guess how to make that one color look brighter, and it wasn't working. Dream, baby, dream, baby. Get out of here. Just realized I was there. It's below my eyeline. Just kidding, it's not, but I just ignored it. Oh, that's the highlight color. This is the base. Because how does that color look against the purple compared to this one? Fine, I guess. But this is darker. It's better. Okay, it's better. It's fine. Aw, thank you. What did I do? That's so amazing. It's soft. And this time I'm gonna go with the light first. And remember, I'm starting from the bottom. I'm teaching you the hard things. Headpads! Yes. Because it off centers my model and makes me change my settings and stuff. So with Flower wanting to do backflip every stream multiple times, I was like 50k. It has been redeemed once this whole time. It's a lot of people's goal. It's a little bit of an inside joke, but I don't mind sharing the inside joke. Remember. Something I will note that I do is that I never put light like on. I will always decide to make my neck a shadow. Nope. That color ugly. More towards red. I'll name this blend brush because I can. This blender brush in Magma is so ooh. They would probably hit a little bit of the lip underneath the, not the lip, the eyelid. Blending brush, skin. I'm trying it out. Yeah, as you can see, I am just using a few brushes in Magma, and I'm going quickly. You can kind of just tell that it works. That you don't necessarily need a big fancy brush to do it. You need to work up your skills. This is something not a lot of people understand, I suppose. Now, the more colors you go back and forth with, the more depth you'll get, of course. Again, if you have something really small, I would just stick with like one color shadow. Kind of laid down my colors and my shadows and stuff with my softer brush. Now I'm kind of coming in here to see if I can do things with my hard brush. Now obviously I'm putting more work and the lighting source is different, but I hope that you can kind of see the difference between the two of these that I was trying to give a show. Let's see what I ended up doing. And I feel like there's a bit of a purple. You might want to dust in here at certain points. I don't want that on the forehead. Get off my forehead. Get off my cheeks. That's better. I like that better. I was like, yeah. And then my light source is actually probably sort of yellow. Should have done that earlier, but I didn't think about it. Sometimes you have to go back in and add it. But that's the complementary color. See what I'm doing? And then I'm going in with the multiply layer and the background. I did a couple of those. Oops. That was. Did a couple of those. Oops, I should actually lower it a little bit. I did some areas with hard shadows to kind of get more the way I want it to. But now I'm kind of trying to do sort of gradient. I don't really know if anything's happening. it was frozen for a second. It's like, don't think anything is happening or that it should be happening. Does it kind of make sense? Just adds a second more. And then something that we're gonna do is I'm gonna paint the whole thing black. Why? Because it's on a different layer and it's fine. Everything's fine. We're gonna make this a color dodge layer. Finally learned how to do this a couple years ago, so I'm teaching it. Then you're gonna take your sort of highlight color. I'm gonna put it where it's really hidden. And even where you didn't really put the light, but you want to. See that? That's another way to add light. A little spooky, huh? So what I'm gonna do first is do that darker at the top thing. I'm gonna do that with my soft brush. I keep saying top by the roots. And then I'm gonna go back for the hard brush. Now, it is easy with hair to forget the light source. For me, I forget sometimes that my hair just doesn't exactly work. I think it should. But it is darker at the top and the edges. We're going now. Just a little cut off from the light. And see how I've been going towards the bottom? Now I'm going towards the top here. And it's flipped. And I think this one's from the middle, so that's why I said all the edges. I want more yellow in this highlight color. I wish I could kind of explain my thought process here for my placement. It's a little difficult though. I am trying to do it, but I'm following the lines that I gave myself. Where my light is. And this also depends on personal style. I like to have lines in it. It's like Halloween vibes for some reason for me. Super. something that helps is by putting the eye shine on the side of the eye that the light is hitting. And say one eye is more hidden, the highlight is darker than the other one. Like not hidden, but like in the dark. I should have waited to do this, but watch me. Multiply layer. And a color dodge layer. We want the nice warm color. It's how they make eyes glow. Look at the differences those make. You can keep going darker and lighter and playing around with it. I moved pretty fast. I hope that you guys learned something today. I'm gonna do something else as well. Pick this color. Putting it on top of the line art even. Now we have a spot that's glowing. Yeah, I'm looking back and forth. I think I like it. I think I'm done. I think I did it. There's of course some things I didn't explain as I went, because I was just thinking about doing it. You know, some of this is harder to put into words, but I hope that being able to watch me do it helps. For the next coloring lesson, for those of you who are beginners or struggle with coloring, if there's a coloring style you want to figure out, you can send it to me and we'll go over different styles next time. Rather than just like how to render and stuff, but maybe we can find a way to make coloring also easier or simple to do. Or we can go over realism. Whatever you guys want. Yeah, I'm happy with this. I hope that I helped. I might not have. It might still just be as confusing. I did kind of ADHD my way through. I did not just have it all be in like an order. I would be like, oh wait, I forgot this thing. Ha ha ha. But I hope it helped. I would have loved to have had some help like that. So just keep that stuff in mind. What we learned, go back to the VOD. It will be on my YouTube channel if you ever need it again. And yeah, I did all this with Magma's hard brush and Magma's hard brush with the tip softened. Do I really know? I used kind of an airbrush and a pen brush. That's pretty much all I did. I did use that blend brush, but I don't know what to call that. That thing was weird. I like to use my blur brush because I use IBIS Paint X. But this will work for any program and anything. This should also be able to work for traditional art, but or like sort of it help the ideas and stuff. But I can also show you what you should do with traditional art, even if it's just digital that I'm doing it. I can still show you guys. So you guys let me know what you guys would like to have as our next sort of lesson. I don't know when it will be, but if you guys want to continue coloring, or if you want to learn something else, or you just want me to do an art study of sorts, or to just follow along with me as I go through figure studies, any sort of stuff like that, you guys can leave suggestions in my Discord. Here, let me real quick just do a little bit of a no. Oh. There we go. I got it. I made it work. Alright then. If you have any suggestions or requests for future art lessons or future follow along with me, just let me know in my Discord. I'm pointing down as if you can see that, but you can't. The description's also not down, it's above me. It's not a description. Yeah, maybe I'm not 100% like most professional, but yeah, hope that it helped. And I will see all of you guys next time. I'm not gonna be raiding out today. I'm just real tired. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time.